Low people are getting loaded up right here at 7 o'clock. We are live now across all of our platforms. So let me say hi to Susie Who Smiles, Unheroic Gemini. Good to see you. Lake is Water Grump, Silver Flare. Good to see everybody checking in. John Warren. So tonight's conversation is going to be a little bit tragic, but it's going to be encouraging. As I said, there was a tragedy that happened in our area. So I want to today has been a tough mental day for me, working through that and thinking about what has happened, and I'll be sharing it with you. Hey, Lakeisha, good to see you. Um, Naomi Brown, good to see you as well. So let's jump in, and I'll share with you what has happened. So in our community, in the last couple of days, we had a real tragic incident where a young man that was 11 years old, he was murdered by his mom, and it's just heartbreaking. I mean, it was around the corner from me that it happened, and 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 that's it's been weighing on me rough today. I've been riding the waves of emotion. I did not know this family personally, um, but when things happen in your own community close to home, like it just it can send a little bit of a shockwave. And for me, being here and working with young people, working with women, working with families, man, it just stinks. It has been a rough day, rough couple days for me because I think about I think about how a family was going through something, and I just feel like, oh man, is there something that I could have done? Right? Is there a way that I could have reached them? And I was like, maybe more marketing or things like that to reach people so that people know that there's help around. And just me taking personal evaluation for myself, not that it was my responsibility, but when you're in a community, when you're a part of community, in part we sometimes feel like it is our responsibility when things hit close to home. And so tonight I want to encourage you, around this particular topic, around this tragedy, a young man whose life was ended by his mom. It's been hard for me as a parent, just trying to process what level of despair she must have been going through, and just how it impacts their family, but at the same time knowing that this is something that can encourage us as well. When we look at our lives and know that we all can have an impact, the impact needs to be out there. We need to put it out there. We need to do. And I oftentimes encourage you to look at your talents and your abilities and your gifts and to work on them and to get them out into the world, to do something with what you have, because you just don't know what impact it would make. And then thinking about this, I was doing my morning devotions and reading, and today, the reading had to do with the story of David and Goliath. So many of you know I read through the Bible, and I study the Bible, and today's story happened to be from David and Goliath. And there's a wonderful part of the story that happened to come up today where David is going to the battle, and Goliath is out there and he's calling out God's army and all that stuff. And David is sitting there and he's listening, and nobody's taking action. And David says this statement, which for me has been a life-changing statement: is there not cause? Is there not cause? See, sometimes we are waiting for like some huge moment or some devastating moment, but sometimes we can just simplify it. Is there not cause? Do you see a reason at all to do what it is that you were called to do? Do you see any reason at all to step into a greater place of love or service or sacrifice or care? Do you see any reason at all to step up? Like you don't need it. You don't need it to be, like thunderous. Do you see a cause? Because if you can see a cause, if you see a reason to start to take action, if you see a void that hasn't been filled, if you see an opportunity, if you see pain, that's your calling. That's the calling giving you a cause, and you can take action. You can make a difference. You matter, right? Your life matters. What you contribute to the world makes a difference. And if we undermine it, if we think ourselves lesser, then what will happen is we won't do anything. And then tragedy will strike around us, and we'll be left wondering, is there something that I could have done? I was thinking, I was like, there's more marketing that could be done. Sometimes in business, we think, oh, am I marketing too much? Am I putting too much out there? Are people going to get sick of me? You know what? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about people getting sick of you. If you have something that you have to give, if you have something to offer, then market your butt off. Then put it out there. Put it out there as much as you can so that you can reach the people that you need to reach. And this conversation isn't for everyone, because some people I realize they're not going to get into the game of life. Some people are going to sit by on the sidelines, and they're going to be afraid, or they'll talk themselves out of it, or they think they have nothing to give and they just won't jump into action. But for you, as a person that is a problem solver, you see something in the world that needs to be done, then you need to do it. Like, you need to just go ahead, settle it in your heart. You might be new to entrepreneurship or business, and you might be thinking like, well, is it too much? No, it's not too much. Go ahead, put yourself out there. Will you get rejected? Yeah, so what? It doesn't matter if you get rejected. It's about you reaching the people that you are meant to reach. The people that need you to do all that you can so that they can know that you are there with a problem, an answer to their problem. That's what it's about. It's about you stepping up and showing up and letting the world know, I have an answer for this situation. And don't be afraid. Like, obviously, I've been all day. I've been angry. I've been sad. I've been, I've been going through a lot of emotions about this story. I mean, right around the corner from me, a young boy, his life is over. A family destroyed. A mom in prison for murder. Like, a community that shook up. People are angry. People are hurting. And for me, my thought process has been, okay, what am I going to do? How can I help my community? How can I help people that are hurting? What can I do? I mean, I love kids. I love working with kids, right? And for me, I always call them the babies, right? Even though they could be teenagers or whatever. They're somebody's baby, right? We got to protect the babies. I'm like, oh no, we got to protect the babies. I'm like, give me the babies. Bring the babies over here. You don't have time for your kids? Drop them off over here. Drop them off at the farm. Let them be here. Bring me the babies. Give me the babies. But you have that in you too. You have something about you that it draws you to that, or it calls you to that. And while you won't be able, I know I can't reach like the entire world. Like, Jesus didn't even reach the entire world, right? I'm like, make no mistake. I'm not trying to tell you to do that, but find your world. Find your people. Find whoever you're called to. If it's one, if it's two, whatever it is, find whoever you are called to, so that the people that you're called to, you don't lose a one. Like, that can be your thing, that the ones that were given to you, the ones that you were called to serve, the people that you were called to reach, you reach them. It's okay when you get rejected. And this pertains to any relationship that you have, right? Like, yeah, you might want to be out there dating. Most people are going to reject you, as they should. Like, don't worry about being rejected. No, because you're just looking for the one. That's why we talk about being exclusives. Why? Because you're excluding everybody else so that you can find your one. You can find the right one. You don't need all the ones. No, you just need your right one. You find your right people. You find the people that you're called to. It might be like some weird, strange group. You might be like, oh, these people are so weird. But find your weird people, because they need you as a weird leader. They need you as a weird caregiver. They need you. So, like, this idea that we talk ourselves out of it, we sometimes do so because we don't see the consequence of not showing up. There is a void in someone's life when you do not show up with your gift, because your gift is the gift that would touch their life. Your gift is the gift that would make an impact on their situation. There are some people I know I can't reach. They won't like the way I look. They won't like the way I talk. They won't like that I'm from PA. They won't like that I'm not tall. Well, they won't like me. It's okay. There are some people that are not going to like you. That's okay. Do not let that stop you. You matter too much to be on the sideline, to be out of the game, to be invisible. You matter too much. There's no other reason for you to actually be hearing this right now, except for the fact that you're meant to hear this so that you can do what you need to do, what you're called to do. There's an assignment that you have. And you might like question it. You might be uncertain about it. But don't hold it back. Take your shot. Try. Go for it. Do the thing. Show up where you show up. Your presence makes a difference. See, this idea that it takes a community to raise a child, I was thinking about that today. Like, it takes a community to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. But if the village doesn't show up, if the whole village just stays in their own house, if people of the village never get together, if the people of the village never connect with one another, how can you establish anything? In our own worlds, in our own little spaces, just looking at our devices all day long, not really connected. I think it's time we really evaluate our lives and think about the fact that we are living and breathing because we have something to give. You have some assignment in life. You have some treasure within you to give. You have something. There's someone that when you show up, it makes their life better. Maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you just need to get out a little bit more. Maybe you need to connect a little bit more. Maybe you need to agitate the goodness that's within you by showing up a little bit more. Maybe you need to consider that you have worth and value, and when you show up, you make a positive difference. So you show up a little bit more, and you start practicing showing up, and you start practicing just being a person that is available, that is there, that is giving, that is doing, that is present, that is engaging, that is quiet, that is sitting. Sometimes you might be a person that says, I'm just really great at sitting and being with people. That's amazing. If that's your calling, be the best sitter that you can be. Be the best at just being present with someone, being that shoulder for them to cry on, or that person of comfort, being that safe space for someone where they can just feel at peace and feel the ease because of your presence. There's so much to be done in this world, and you don't have to do it all. Just do your part, right? Like we've been having a lot of these talks for many, many weeks now, right? About taking action, about going to your next level, transforming our lives, making and creating a brand new start. Well, for many of us, it's starting to get warm, right? For many of us, the seasons are starting to change. We're starting to get outside. I'm sitting outside as opposed to being inside. I'm going to encourage you, dare I say, challenge you as I do, to be intentional about interacting with other people, right? Like have some connections with people, do some things, make some friends, go some places, have some experiences. And here's the thing I'm going to ask you to do. Connect with someone. Bring someone along with you. Go with someone. Do some stuff. I was thinking about some things, right? I was in the store today, and I was walking through Home Depot. And as I was walking through Home Depot, I heard a gentleman in Home Depot say to one of his coworkers, there was a woman, he says, "Hey, are you going to the Phillies game?" I think he said Phillies, but I'm pretty sure he said Phillies. He said, "Hey, are you going to the Phillies game?" Yeah, I was planning on going. He's like, "Well, I have an extra ticket. If you want to go, I can just give you the extra ticket." She said, "Yeah, I want to go." And in that moment, as I was thinking about the tragedy that has happened in my community, I thought about how that simple exchange, would you like to go with me? I have a ticket. Do you want to go? Could be such an impact because they get to go, they're going to hang out together, watch a game, just have a moment, being connected with other people, doing something. And I thought, it's fun to go to minor league games. It's fun to go to professional games. But it got me thinking, who are you going with? Who are you doing life with? Yesterday and today, the girls have been at the farm and I was just watching them. I posted some on Facebook and whatnot, them riding horses. And I was recording them as they were just hanging out. And, they were sitting on the horses. They were talking about school and math, and they're just interacting with each other. One of the girls was sitting on the fence in the background, and they're just interacting with each other, just talking with each other, just having a good time, just building a relationship. I wasn't teaching them anything, wasn't telling them to do anything. They were just sitting and enjoying themselves. And like during the day, normally around 12 o'clock, I go out and I take a walk, and sometimes I'll go live. And some people have noticed, like, are you at such and such place? And I say, yeah. And they're like, oh, I love to walk there. And in the moment, I said, well, you should come walk with me. We should get together. We should walk together. But here's the question. Who's walking with you? Maybe not on a physical walk, but in life, who's walking with you? Going together is such an important part of life. Doing something with someone, there's something special. We were made for connection, community, so that we can contribute to one another's lives. There's an exchange. I would love to walk with you too, Christina. So we're gonna make that happen. I would love to walk with you. Like, to do life. We've been walking together virtually for many years now, some of us. But to actually do things together, to walk together, to know that we are building, not just talking, but we're actually building a community of connection because we do things together. Simple things. Doesn't have to be deep. I'm like I said, I've been strategizing today just how to get people in my community together. Like, all right, maybe they just, hey, come over, hang out at the farm with me. Like, hang in the grass, groom a horse, have a picnic, whatever. Just be together. The simple joys of life, of just being together. I was driving and I saw this couple. They were on their walk and they were holding hands. I thought it was so amazing. Just the simplicity of watching them holding hands going into the grocery store. Connection. Listen, my friends, I told you that there are going to be changes that are going to be happening for me, because in these last few months, the last half of the year, I've been really looking at life and, like, all right, just evaluating things on what is so precious to me. And some of you know, like, years back, probably, man, what was that? 10 years ago, maybe even more now, I built a school and did a lot of work with young people. And while I love talking to adults, I know for me, I love working with kids. So you're going to see more of me, like, talking about that and sharing about that. And I'm still going to share with adults and encourage you. But there's something about the babies, right? The kids. You got to take care of the babies, right? As grown-ups, we need to take care of our health and our wellness. That's very important to me. But I see some stuff with young people right now that I'm like, okay, we gotta help these babies. We gotta take care of them. Gotta protect them. We can bring out the best in them. We can cultivate them, right? And so I've been investing a lot of time into thinking about, how do I impact young people around me? And then how do I use these devices to impact young people that are not in my physical presence. Thinking, strategizing through how do I, connect with schools and, youth groups and things like that to really help to encourage the babies that are not babies, but that's what I call them. And so I just want to encourage you to do the same thing. As you look around you, look for people that need someone. Look for the person that might be alone, that might just need someone. There was a young lady I was working with the other day, not too long ago, and she was going to ride the horse and have an experience on the horse, and she was a little nervous. She was a lot nervous, and she didn't think that she could do it. And sometimes when people are having experiences, they'll see their limitations and what they think they cannot do. It might be a physical limitation, it might be a mental limitation, there might be just whatever reason that exists that they think they cannot do something. And so as she was there rehearsing that she couldn't, even though she had never done it before, she had already established in her mind that she couldn't. I began talking with her and encouraging her and walking her through step by step. Here's what you're going to do, and this is what's going to happen next. And don't worry, when you get up on the horse, I'm right here. The horse is not going to take off on you, and you'll be fine. And so I was walking her through this process. Again, walking her through the process. See, when you're with someone, engaging with them in life, walking with them through a process, that matters. And so as she goes and she's really nervous and she swings her leg over the horse. She almost fell off the other side, but she didn't. And I was like, whoa, girl, you're being really rambunctious getting up there. And she sat there and she's like, I'm really nervous. I said, I know. Again, walking through the process. I said, are you okay? I said, just sit there. Don't do anything. And so she's sitting there. And I said, okay, when you're ready, I want you to kiss at the horse and she's going to walk off. I said, but before we go, I just want you to put your hands on your hips. She's like, what? I said, no, don't hold on to anything. I just want you to put your hands on your hips, though. You're just going to balance. I was like, don't worry. I'm with you. We got this. And she's looking super nervous. And the horse starts to move and she feels a little shake and she wants to grab onto the saddle. And I said, don't hold on to anything. Just hold your hips. And she held on to her hips. And we started walking. And I'm talking to her through the process, encouraging her, letting her know it's okay. I'm right here with you. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. Here's what's going to happen. This is what's going on now. Don't worry. You're fine. You just keep on balancing. You're doing a great job. And so I'm just talking her through it. And then before long, I told her, I said, okay, you can pick up the reins. She picks up the reins and I'm letting go. And I'm still walking with her, talking with her, encouraging her. But now she has the reins in her hand. See, that's the stories that we get to create when we walk with someone through a process, in a journey, in life, building connection, building relationship. Like, yeah, romance, that's an outlet, but building relationships in so many different ways are important. Building the relationships, building that connection, building trust, having experiences, for someone to say, I did this, and I remember when I did this, I was with so-and-so, and they were with you, and you were with them, and you were with somebody, and with someone, it's a special phrase. I did this with someone. I've had the opportunity to do many things with a lot of people. I ran a half marathon with someone. I did some Tough Mudders with a group of people. I'm just going to encourage you to open your heart up, open up your life to being with people. And I know someone's probably like, I don't even really like people that much. It's okay. And I'm not asking you to be an extrovert, any of that. I'm not really extroverted. I did one of those assessment tests today and it said, yeah, you're more introverted than extroverted. And I know my calling in life puts me before people, but I know that I'm very much introverted and I do, After it's all over, I go back into a quiet place and I'm kind of a loner a little bit. And it's okay. All I'm asking you to do is to love people around you. Love people that you get a chance to love. Connect with people that other people might overlook. I would just ask that you begin to, not begin to, but that you would just even more make your eyes, make your heart, make your awareness more sensitive to people that are around you. And stretch yourself, if it's a stretch, to be someone that shows up for other people, that connects. People want other people. People, we don't really want to be alone. Just on Sunday, I was driving home from my parents' house and I put my baseball glove in the car before I went out, knowing that it was a nice day. I was like, oh, there's going to be somebody outside working, right? There's going to be some young person, somebody's going to be outside throwing the baseball around. So I put my glove in the car, and just as I thought, as I was leaving my parents' house, I drove by the baseball field and I saw 4 teenagers. They were out there hitting balls and all that. So I pull up and I get out the car. I was like, hey, fellas, would you mind if I, like took some ground balls? Like, they're just hitting balls out in the field. Like, I'll shag balls for you. I'll gather them up, throw them back in. They were like, cool. Like, yeah, sure. So, I go out in the outfield and I'm, chasing down balls and just getting a little, having a little time for myself, catching fly balls, having a little fun, but also helping them. So now they're not chasing as many baseballs. But that being said, I start talking to them. I said, so, what are you guys' plans for after high school? And so I'm just asking them about their lives, and they're talking to me. And I'm encouraging them because I played baseball all the way up through college. So I'm able to share some things. And then after a while, one of the young men says, I said, do they still do, we have this all-star game called the Carpenter Cup. And I played in it when I was in school. And he said, yeah, we still have that. Then the young guy says, you should come see us play. Like, they just met me. He's like, you should come see us play. It'd be cool. We're on the public league team. You should come see us play. Then he's like, we have games here, in the evening starting in May. You should come watch us. Come down and check out some of our games. All because I showed up, started taking a few ground balls and helping them out a little bit. The connection was extended. A greater offer was extended. Come check out our games. And it might not seem like a lot, except it is. A young person just inviting a person they just met to come watch their games. Why would they do that? Well, because I actually showed that I cared. And for us as grown-ups, many of us are grown-ups. There might be some younger people on here. But for us as grown-ups, I want to encourage you to look at your life. Look at your skills, your abilities, your talents, your profession, like whatever you have. Especially look at how you can take that and impact the life of a young person. Some young person would be tremendously blessed to learn from you if you would show them that you cared. Right? If you showed them, hey, this is what you can do. This is how you could improve your skills. This is how you could go to the next level. This is how you can improve here or there. If you would do that, huge opportunity to make an impact. And so I'm just sharing some things tonight, in part because it's helping me mentally deal with the fact that this young boy was murdered, 11 years old, murdered by his mom. And it's been a struggle for me the last few days. I'm like, he's 11 years old. Like, what? And I just keep going, all these different questions, like what level of despair was that? It makes me think about moms, parents, caregivers, guardians, the stress, the mental stress that sometimes we're under. But anybody can be under a lot of stress. And so caring, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it all comes back to the same thing. Caring, showing up makes a difference. It makes a difference. And so if you don't remember anything else, just care for somebody. Go out of your way just to care for them. Take them a cup of coffee. Go show up and just there's so many little leagues and stuff going on right now. Just go show up, sit in the stands, cheer for them. Somebody, you know how so many people go through life and they're never cheered for. You can just go and just cheer for somebody. Graduation season's going to be coming up. When you see kids or people with their caps and gowns on, just tell them good job. Just tell them congratulations. Just root for them. Like, don't miss your opportunities. Simple moments like that can make a world of difference. So, care. And do something with someone. Find something fun. Go out and do it. Just do life with someone. Invite somebody on a walk. Simple things, joyful things. Do life with people. Enjoy these months, these warmer months. If it's warm where you are, like, maximize them. Don't complain that it's hot and all that stuff. Like, just maximize them. I think the world needs that right now. Connection. So, because we are leaders this way, we lead with love and care, and that's what we do. Then this is the call, right? If you ever like, oh, I don't know if I'm really called to anything. Well, here's your call. Here's the calling, right? Here's the calling. The calling right now, for those of us that are a part of this community, here's the calling. Do things to intentionally care. Be the change maker. All right? Why? Because there's a cause. That's the cause. There you go. So let's just be an intentional group of people that make smiles happen, love on people, do life together, encourage one another. Let's do that. All right? So, sounds good. You all have a fantastic night. There's some things I need to go do. Put the chickens up, all that good stuff. If you live close to me, let me know. If you're around Pennsylvania, around Philadelphia this summer, let me know. Make sure you drop me a line. If I'm in your area, I'll let you know. When I'm traveling, I'm going to let that be known, because maybe I get a chance to walk with you or do something with you, which would be pretty cool. All right? So have a fantastic night. I love you much. Father, thank you for this day that you've made for us to rejoice and be glad in and to be connected. Thank you for the blessings of each and every person that's here. Thank you for their heart to care and to make a difference. It is not lost in this moment that we are here, and each person has given moments of time to be in this place together. So I pray that for every person that has been here, that are here now, that are those that will watch on, be a part of Team Replay, I pray that we all know that these moments have mattered. And I pray that we would take these moments and jump into action, that we don't have to wait anymore, but we can really take action to just make an impact in life, to touch someone's life, to care, to show up, to applaud them, to be present. Help us to really be mindful of the gift of presence. Help us to be intentional and to be focused when we're with someone. Help us to look at them and let them know that they matter so much, that we're there, we're fully there. Keep us from those distractions, but help us to convey value in our interactions. And I pray blessings upon each person. I pray for those that are hurting right now, that have been struggling and going through. I pray for those in the community and around this community and even throughout the world that are hurting right now because of some tragedy. I pray their lives would be comforted. For families that have been destroyed or broken up, pray for them. I pray for that person or people that are in need of those sirens even passing by now. Pray that you would just do something special in that situation, whatever it may be. And I pray that as we go forward, that your presence would be with us as we impact the world in one way or another. And I pray blessings upon each one as they serve and offer their gift and their treasures to the world. Let their life be blessed, even as they are a blessing to someone else. We thank you and count these things done. I pray angels of protection upon each one as we go our separate ways. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, everybody. Love you much. Have a fantastic night. Go out and care. Be present. Do life with someone. Love you mucho. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. See ya.